Mark Tyler, good to see you, mate. How you doing?
Very well, thank you.
How's things? What are you up to? Tell us what you're doing now before we regale all of our Luton times.
Enjoying life. Obviously left Peterborough at the end of the season. So yeah, just working for my mate at the moment. He's got his own landscaping business, so just help him out on little projects he's got and garden maintenance and stuff like that. So yeah, just very relaxed, chilled, and enjoying life at the moment, and also plenty of golf, which is great.
And your weekends, more importantly, off and not football related?
Yes, yeah. It's obviously having every weekend playing football like it does, like for the last 30 years. It has been tough. You know what I mean? Tough on my family, and it's great to just relax with them now. And obviously, my wife Cindy loves it that I'm here at the weekend. She works during the week and has weekends off as well, so we're doing plenty of stuff at the moment, and just enjoying life. 2009
was when you first stepped into Kenilworth Road, obviously a club you probably knew quite a bit about anyway, having played against us many times in the Football League with Peterborough. What was it like on your first few days there, and how did the move come about actually? Because obviously coming down to the conference, I think you were out of favour at Peterborough, and Mick phoned you up.
Mick tried to get me the year before, and not being horrible, I didn't really want to come at that point because obviously the points deduction, etc., which obviously is a totally different story. But yeah, Mick still chased me the following year. I was out of contract, I think I was, and I wanted to play football.
You had a few loans, didn't you?
Yeah, I've always been number one. You know what I mean? And that was my main reason for coming to Luton. Yes, it was in the conference, and it was a big club in the conference, but I expected us to go straight back up that year, the first year, because of the squad we had. You know what I mean? We had Nico, Kev Gallen, people like that. You know what I mean? It was a great squad. And to be fair, we underachieved, if you ask anyone. So yeah, that was the main reason. Obviously, Mick brought me in, club legend. You know what I mean? So still speak to Mick now. And like I said, the atmosphere playing there week in, week out was amazing. You know what I mean? It was the crowd are right on top of you. It's a small pitch, and you know what I mean. Once as a away player, you know what I mean. It's noisy for 10,000.
Intimidating.
So it is intimidating. So, and that was one of the main reasons I wanted to come as well, just to experience it as a home player.
I mean, that first season in the conference, I mean, actually was the first time you'd experienced that level of football. And did you go into that thinking, this is...
No,
with the greatest respect to the teams there, but did you think we should be...
Yeah, well, I expected us to go straight back up. You know what I mean? Like I said, with the squad we had. But football's a funny game, you know what I mean? It probably is the toughest league to get out of, you know what I mean? We were big fish in that league. Everyone wanted to beat us, and you know what I mean? Obviously we lost to York in the semi-final, which was a killer. But you know, like I said, I expected us to go straight back up. But like I said, football is a funny thing, and it doesn't sometimes work out like that.
And of course, obviously, at the end of that season, you mentioned it, obviously losing to York that season, and the following seasons that followed as well. I mean, was there at any point were you thinking, you know, have I made the right decision? Or should I even be testing myself at a higher level?
Yeah, you always want to play at the highest level possible, but I knew that I was at a good football club, and yes, I was still number one. I was 30 whatever, so I was sort of coming into the prime of my football. So like I said, you could always say you wanted to be at a higher club, but I loved playing week in, week out. You know what I mean? Yes, the crowd started to get bigger and bigger each year, but you know what I mean. It was still great to play there, and touch wood, I was sort of injury free towards the latter stages of my career. You know what I mean? So it was just a great place to play football.
The first playoff final, Manchester City.
Yeah.
Against Wimbledon. I mean, saved a penalty.
Yeah.
But it wasn't meant to be. What was that like coming off of the pitch and into the dressing room? Because I obviously remember it being obviously ridiculously
it was
low. But
it was frustrating because we played them 3 times and we didn't concede a goal. You know what I mean? Obviously we lost on penalties, but we had chances in the game. I thought we played okay. Like player finals can go anyway. Yeah, it was gut wrenching because we took a lot of fans again, like we always do to any game. I didn't watch them like lift the trophy. I was like straight in the chain. It was just like get me out of here. It was just you don't want to be around. It's a horrible feeling. You know what I mean? Obviously, I won the playoffs with Peterborough, so I've experienced both sides. So it's not a nice feeling. Felt sorry for the fans because obviously they travelled in numbers to Manchester. So it was frustrating. But again, I still wanted to be there. You know what I mean? I wanted to get Luton back into the Football League.
12 months later, happens again. Bit of deja vu, and I think a lot of people. Speaking to Jake last time out, and we'd talk about this offside goal as well. Do you still have nightmares about this particular goal?
No, this is where you need VAR.
True.
If they invented it then, it's such a clear cut offside. But I always think that you should have, for such a big game, I think you should, no disrespect to the officials at that point, I think you should have a Football League referee because obviously they're supposed to be better than non-league referees. So that's another thing, even with the linesman as well. You know what I mean? So it was annoying because we started off really well. Andre got the goal after about 3 minutes. To be fair, they scored a good goal from a set piece, and then I don't know how they couldn't see it. You know what I mean? Even watching it back because. I stayed over in London because I had a family there, and we watched it back. We had a load of York fans in the hotel, and they even said, we can't believe we've gone up on that goal. So it was just like, okay, it was one of them where you're just thinking, oh, but.
Did you know at the time?
How clear it was about 4 yards in front of me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was thinking, well, he's going to raise the flag, but. He didn't, you know what I mean? And then we all went to the linesman, and he was like, no, he was onside. So, but again, it's football. You have to deal with these situations.
And again, as we said, decided to stay around.
Yes, absolutely. You know what I mean? It's the great thing about that game was we were standing in a tunnel, and you could just see like a sea of orange all the way. It's amazing. You know what I mean? The fans are unreal. You know what I mean? It was. Yes, it's heartbreaking we lost again, but just to see 30-odd thousand fans there, it was just immense, you know what I mean? Why would you want to leave?
And 30,000 fans that also, they loved you as well, and probably still do. I mean, it was a great relationship.
I've always played my heart on my sleeve, you know what I mean? I'm not big-headed in what I do. Like, yes, I've had a few good games, but I'm not going to be boasting about them. You know what I mean? My job is to keep the ball out of the net, and luckily I had a great 7 years there, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I probably played my best football there, and it was just I just loved it. I did. I just loved playing there.
What games stick out? I mean, the Norwich game, we're working chronologically, so I mean, that Norwich game didn't have actually that much to do,
no,
did you?
Second half, I had a save from Grant Holt for the header.
Right near the end.
Yeah, it was bizarre because Harry Kane played in that game. It's like weird. Like everyone says, oh, you played against Harry Kane. I went, yeah, he got substituted at half time. Norwich, yeah, because obviously it's my home club.
Yeah.
Started at Norwich. My dad was in the box. We had obviously Cindy, my mum, and other family members in the Luton end because obviously we took, was it 4,500 there? So, and I thought Norwich done a great thing putting the tickets up for £10. You know what I mean? It was a great atmosphere, and you know what I mean. That would stick out. Obviously playing at Wembley, but we lost. But I think the best game will be the Forest Green game at home. Just getting the trophy, and it was just immense. It's just so loud. Like, I mean, I think Forest Green had about 20 people there, but it was just great to just celebrate with everyone, and obviously we had the parade a couple of days later, and that was even better. It's just the amount of fans in the town square, and obviously we was in the well, where was it again?
Went the town hall.
Town hall, yeah. And obviously lifting the trophy to that, but yeah, Forest Green probably would be I could name games where I've made important saves, but they're the ones for me, like Norwich, Wembley, and the Forest Green game.
And that Forest Green game obviously come at the end of a season in which all of that frustration and disappointment over the last 4 seasons before.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be fair, we didn't play particularly well. I think it was 4-2 in the end. Yes, I wanted to keep a clean sheet, but that didn't materialise. But like I said, I had all my family there, and that was the main thing. You know what I mean? And then obviously lifting the trophy afterwards was brilliant. It was such a great atmosphere.
So that season, the start of that season, we come off the back of a 7th place finish in the conference, actually the lowest point, which I keep referring to in these videos. Everyone probably hating me, but
no, it's true. It's true, and obviously John come in. I knew what he was like anyway because he gave me my debut at Peterborough. So, and he's won the conference so many times. He knows how to do it, and maybe some of the fans probably didn't like his style of football at the start, but it was so effective. You know what I mean? We got results. It's like I always say, Andre never played the first 10 games. He didn't start the thing, and he still got over 30 goals. And you know what I mean? And he had an incredible season. And the team was just, I think it was 27 games unbeaten, and it was just, you knew we was going to win a game. We didn't look like losing.
Did you knew that at the start of the season that something was going to, something special was going to happen?
Not straight away, but then you get on a roll. Obviously, the game that stands out for me is Hereford away. We drew 0-0. We weren't great, but Andre cleared 2 off the line because he was doing his job. And you know what I mean, just little things like that. And then you go to places like, obviously Hyde was, you win the game. This little kid in Minster, there's no disrespect to, there weren't some horrible grounds to go to, you know what I mean, but it was just, we knew we'd turn up, we knew it'd be like a home game for us because of the amount of fans that would turn up, and it was just relaxing, and you could just, we knew we was going to score goals because obviously you had Benno, you had Guts playing in behind, Cam, obviously Andre, even Housey was on fire as well, you know what I mean, so we knew we can keep clean sheets because we had Steve was probably the best centre I ever played with.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, he was just so calm and relaxed, and he knew the league anyway, and he was just, and obviously he had Ronnie as captain, who was always at the referee,
That Barnet game.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And that would stick out in my mind. And he's like, the ref say, you do, like Ronnie was at the ref all the time, you do not postpone it, you do not cancel this game. And that was the coldest I've ever been in the game, by the way.
Just wettest, surely.
Oh my God, it was so cold. Just a little experience. But we knew we was going to win the game. You know, we didn't feel like we was going to lose. And well, the proof's in the pudding, you know what I mean? We smashed the league by 100 odd points and scored over 100 goals, and obviously kept 24 clean sheets, which was a bonus to me.
Exactly, yeah, a record breaker, history maker as well.
Yeah, still proud of it.
Yeah, I mean, let's just talk about what you said before the cameras were rolling about that last game at Hyde.
Yeah.
You're given the opportunity to play or not, and you said yes, please.
Yeah, absolutely, because you know, I mean,
so John said to you, and
yeah, me, Steve, and obviously Scotty, you don't have to play because obviously we'd won the league and that, and obviously I don't think the gaffer knew the clean sheet record, so I was like, no, I'm definitely playing, and Steve said yes as well because obviously he was partly, I think he was vice captain anyway, so obviously he wanted to play, and obviously Scotty was immense for us, you know what I mean?
Unsung hero, right?
Absolutely, yeah. He was such a good defender, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I wanted to play. I wanted to play any game. You know what I mean? It's just the way I've been brought up. I've played like 500 games for Peterborough, and I wanted to play every single game possible when I'm fit. And like I said, that's the reason why I come to Luton, because I'm like want to be number one again, and I didn't have that for 3 or 4 years at Peterborough. You know what I mean? So,
what was the difference then when you look back at those previous seasons? What were we kind of missing in those matches that, or during that season in which?
I just think consistency. I think, and the belief that we were going to win the game every time we played. You know what I mean? No disrespect to the league. Once you get on a roll like that, look at Wrexham. They were the same. You know what I mean? Yes, we had probably the better players, but you still got to go out and perform on the pitch. You know what I mean? John done a great job in getting us as a unit, and a belief that we weren't gonna lose. And I think that from I'd say 15 games on, because you can't really tell how we was going to gel or anything like that, because obviously we had new players in, but we got, like I said, we got on that roll, and even taking the draw away from home at Hereford, you know what I mean? It was like, oh, kept it going, you know what I mean? We still had the belief that something was gonna happen that year, and like I said, it did.
Yeah, I guess that's, we're talking about John's role in getting us up, but it's not as if you were playing with inferior players in any of those seasons before, was it? I mean, we were able to, given the size of the club, to be able to attract the better quality of players at that level. So.
Yeah, and there were some hard games that year, you know what I mean?
I remember Macclesfield away, I remember you making some great saves.
Yeah, I think the game, it's one of the big, obviously Cambridge and Kidderminster at home, we won 6-0, but we got battered for half an hour. And then we got the first goal, and then everyone's thinking, oh, here we go again. And like, goal. Yeah. I think it was 6-0 we won, you know what I mean? But we'd score a goal and then go score another one straight away within 5 minutes. And that's game over for us, because we know we can keep clean sheets.
I bet you were loving it as well, with a cigar in the back.
Yeah, some games I did. I didn't really have much. It's like I come home to Cindy and she said to me, "Oh, how do you get on today?" I didn't really much to do. I just stood there and watched a great game of football.
That must have been. I mean, that's a goalkeeper's dream, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. You know what I mean? But that's everyone asked me towards the end of my career, would you like to be busy? And I'm like, no. I said the least amount I can do, because if you don't talk in football, I used to shout and talk and get make sure the ball's away from me as much as possible. But that's only because I have confidence in the people in front of me. I could do that. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it's just a pleasure to watch the guys. You know what I mean? When some of the goals we scored were unreal that year.
I mean, Steve McNulty's gone against Southport 10 years ago.
I know. Goal of the season. The goal of the season.
No, pretty much. Yeah, I
think
it
was
so.
Goal of the
Must
season.
have been.
Yeah, but everyone chipped in with goals. You know what I mean? So I don't know if Ronnie scored. Did Ronnie score?
No, I don't think he did. No. Scott did.
Scored. Yeah, he scored a couple of it because he went up for corners. Yeah, I think Ronnie got a nosebleed to go up past the halfway line. So, but yeah, it was such an enjoyable year or campaign. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, delighted that. Can't believe it's been 10 years.
And now in the Premier League, the reason why we're doing this, obviously, to celebrate what you guys did that season, but also to recognise the fact that you were part of that first promotion, probably the most difficult one, and now to see the club in the Premier League, that must make you proud of your achievements and of the club.
I remember watching the playoff final. I was thinking, obviously, because Joe Taylor I know Joe, and. When he scored the goal, I was thinking, oh, wow, this is like, because he hadn't scored. He had come on a few times in the Championship, but he hadn't scored. And then he scored the winner. I was thinking, and then you look back and think, oh my God, and then stepped up and took a penalty.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, brilliant. I'm so pleased for Gary and Dave and Mike. They've been through the mill, but they've stuck with it and they've got their rewards. And it's brilliant. And
I'm sure like most players that have enjoyed their time at Luton Town, that you're always looking out for the results, and it's something that kind of sticks with you for the rest of your days.
Yeah, definitely. I always look at, like, Like, it's just great seeing them in the Premier League. The ground looks totally different now, which is weird, but it's, you know what I mean, that's what it is. Hopefully they can move to the new stadium. But yeah, it's been brilliant watching them, you know what I mean. They've played really well, you know what I mean. They haven't been a fish, you know what I mean, out of water, you know what I mean. It's just, they've been really, some of the games have been, but that's the quality of the Premier League, one chance and 9 times out of 10 it's a goal. So, but like I said, yeah, great for Gary, and just hopefully they can stay up. That'll be the aim, and fingers crossed they can do it.
And just finally, I guess just on the, to kind of round it off, I mean, I think Nathan Jones gave you, well, he was his first game when you was your last game, so a little bit of kind of closing doors there.
Yeah, it was. I got injured in the game, unfortunately. Obviously, Peterborough wanted me back as a player coach, so it was obviously towards the latter stages of my career, and it was the right decision at the time. I didn't want to keep playing and then getting injured and playing, and you know what I mean. But obviously Nathan took the club to a different level, and obviously got him promoted. Obviously, circumstances happen, and football's football, you know what I mean. And obviously Mick took over and got him promoted, and then obviously Rob's come in and done a great job as well. So you know what I mean. Hopefully they'll stick with everyone, and like I said, hopefully they'll stay in the Premiership and for a long time. And obviously the greatest news is obviously with Pelly. Played in.
Can you imagine that? I mean,
yeah, you could see the quality of Pelly.
Yeah.
Even it was too good for each league every year. You know what I mean, you could obviously come from West Ham. You know what I mean. So he's not going to be a bad player. So I'm delighted for him because he's such a great guy. Still
the life and the life
still
and soul.
Still funny as, you know what I mean. So
remember that 19-year-old coming into the dressing room as well.
Yeah, full of life.
Yeah.
Obviously, he got put down a peg or two, obviously, but no, he was brilliant. He was so, like I said, he was full of life. You know what I mean? Such an enthusiastic person, and he's a great footballer, and he deserves every success he's had at the moment. So long may it continue for him.
Okay, well, Mark Tyler, thank you very much for inviting us to your home here in Peterborough, and thank you so much for everything you did for us in those.
No problem.
How many matches was it?
297.
297 games.
Loved it.
And how many clean sheets?
114, I think.
There you go.
Yeah.
Amazing. Mate, thank you so much for everything you've done.
Loved
Take
it.
Easy, mate.